Hi, this is Rob with Recycled Life, and here's my mountain of cardboard. So my goal is to save all this cardboard from going to the dump because it's basically all recyclable material. It's all, just paper product. So what am I going to do with it? So here's my list of top 7 ways to reuse your cardboard. So number 7 is actually kind of a strange one, but furniture. There's actually companies out there who do this with fresh cardboard, corrugated cardboard usually, and they just kind of pack it together and make sure it's all one unit, several layers thick, and make things like couches and tables and things like that. Number 7 is one I'm probably going to start trying here soon, and that's cat litter. I've seen some videos recently of people being able to shred up their corrugated cardboard, of course, not the laminate kind of stuff you see like this, but the corrugated kind, being able to shred it up and clean it and put it into their litter box, and it being extra absorbent and being a good alternative, because most of your cat litter is mined clay, and so of course that's bad on the environment to be mining anything, period, especially with using diesel fuel and gas and things like that for the big heavy mover earth mover machinery to be able to pull all that out. Number 6 is compost. So a lot of your cardboard anymore is actually, if you look at it, will actually say compostable on it. So not everything may be the best idea to put in the compost. It'll all break down, but if you're using that in your own fruits and vegetables, you may not want to do that, just because we don't really know what other chemicals or adhesives, things like that may be involved in the producing of that cardboard. But yeah, take a look at your cardboard and see if any of it's compostable, and go ahead and grind that up and put it in your compost. And number 5 is crafts. This is a great free, you don't have to go out and buy anything to have the kids or whatever. Just be able to take something like a pizza box and scribble all over it, or cut it up and turn it into a new fun little toy. Or box forts were a big thing when I was real young, and so just things like that you can always do. It's a cheaper, free Number 4 is worm food, especially with all these, just like you can compost it, things you can actually cut it up and put it into your worm bin if you are into vermiculture. So they can actually live completely off of it, from what I've seen from some other YouTubers do. But yeah, you can cut it up and put it in there, and they'll eat it and kind of compost it up for you. And then you have yourself worm castings, which are great into the garden. You can put it straight onto the ground around your fruits and veggies and flowers, and not worry about burning it up or causing any sort of deterioration of the plant. Number 3 is one I've done before, and that's turning the cardboard into fire briquettes. So you can, once again, kind of shred up your cardboard as fine as you can get it, kind of basically make paper mache out of it with just some water and the cardboard and paper. And some people are even add sawdust and other combustible materials like that. It would also be a good idea. You could use dryer lint or dryer sheets, things like that, in there as well. Anyways, then they make a little form and just push it. I personally just use 2 buckets, so nothing crazy extravagant. I used 2 flower pot buckets that had holes already in them, and so I just pushed it down with my body weight, squeezed as much of the water out as I could, and then left them to dry for probably a week because I couldn't press out all the water. So it was really neat. Worked pretty decently well. Other people's versions, that was kind of a quick rush job that I had done, but other people seemed to work out really great. So especially during these cold winter days, having a ready fire briquette ready to go and get the fire going, you don't have to wait and get the kindling and all that, and you just start up and go. Number 2 is using your cardboard as a weed block in your garden. So most people like to have a walking path in their garden, obviously. So instead of using wood chips or laying down a fabric or anything like that, you can just lay down layers of cardboard, and it'll last at least the season and helping keeping out the weeds, and you get yourself a good walking path that's not going to be too wet or allow too much to really grow in it, because it's going to be all solid and packed. So it's not going to be broken down into an organic material for quite a while in that fashion. So number one is something I haven't done yet, but I plan to very soon. If you're following one of my bigger ideas with turning my waste plastic like this into plastic bricks to build out of. Um, I'm also trying to stuff that full of insulation. So if you think your cellulose insulation that you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy, all that is cardboard and paper products that have been ground up with a few additives like borax in it to keep pests away and make it a little more fire retardant. And you have yourself pretty much a ready-made insulation with it just being ground up like that. So I'm just kind of going to be packing it in as tight as I can, because when you blow in insulation, it's blown in with a compacting force with that air pressure behind of it. So it's not just too light and fluffy. Otherwise, you're going to have big air gap voids, and we don't want that. So, make sure you have enough of it to do the job is what I'm getting at. So, there we go. There's my top 7 ways how to reuse your cardboard. Keep it out of the dump. Let's close down the dumps and find ways to reuse, reduce, or recycle all of our waste materials. This is Rob with Recycled Life.